Chapter 1. The Hidden Voice That Shapes Your Life. Imagine for a moment that you're standing on the edge of a great decision. A career change, a financial investment, or maybe something more personal, like finally asking for the raise you've earned. What's the first thing you hear? For most people, it's not applause or encouragement. It's a whisper. A subtle voice from within. What if you fail? You're not ready. You've never been good with money. That voice isn't a stranger. It's been with you for years, sometimes cheering you on, but often keeping you small. This chapter is about that voice, the ongoing, often unconscious inner conversation known as self-talk, and why learning to master it is one of the most important steps you'll ever take on your journey to personal and financial empowerment. You talk to yourself more than you realize. Let's start with a truth that might surprise you. You talk to yourself all day, every day. It's not always out loud, and it doesn't always sound like a full sentence. It might come as a feeling, a flash of doubt, or a mental sigh. Still, the average person has thousands of thoughts every single day, and most of those thoughts are repetitive. Even more importantly, they're often unconscious. You are having a conversation with yourself whether you realize it or not. Now here's the kicker. That conversation is either building your future or quietly breaking it down. Why the inner voice matters. Why is this inner dialogue so powerful? Because it becomes the lens through which you see everything. When you believe the inner voice that says, "I'll never be wealthy," you stop looking for opportunities. When it says, "I'm bad with money," you avoid learning how to manage it. When it whispers, "This is just who I am," you surrender your power to change. Your inner voice writes your life's script. This voice influences your decisions, what you try and what you avoid. Your behavior, whether you show up confidently or play small. Your focus, whether you notice obstacles or possibilities. Your emotions, hope versus helplessness. And ultimately, your results, where that voice comes from. No one is born with limiting beliefs. Think about it. A baby doesn't question whether they're good enough to walk. They try. They fall. They try again. That inner critical voice? It was learned. It's shaped by childhood experiences. What were you told about money, success, yourself? Cultural messages. Do you come from a background where wealth was seen as greedy, shameful, or out of reach? Trauma or failure? Have past disappointments trained you to expect the worst? Comparison. Do you measure your worth against others and always come up short? Understanding where the voice comes from gives you the power to question it. You don't have to accept every thought as truth. Some of your thoughts are just habitual noise, mental echoes of other people's fears, not your own. The danger of unchecked self-talk. Let's take an honest look at what happens when self-talk is left on autopilot. You might not even notice it happening, but here are the telltale signs. You avoid taking risks, even when there's little to lose. You procrastinate, not because you're lazy, but because you doubt your ability to succeed. You downplay your achievements, saying, "I just got lucky," or "It's not a big deal." You settle for less in relationships, work, and life because you believe that's all you deserve. You make financial choices from fear, not from strategy or vision. All of this begins with a single, internal sentence. One that repeats itself enough times that it becomes a belief. But here's the truth. Just because you've heard something 100 times doesn't mean it's true. You are allowed to rewrite the story. The power of self-awareness. Before you can change the way you talk to yourself, you need to hear what you're actually saying. That's where awareness comes in. Here's a simple practice. Set a timer on your phone 3 times a day. When it goes off, stop what you're doing and ask yourself, what was I just thinking? How was I talking to myself? Was it empowering or limiting? You don't have to change the thoughts immediately. Just notice them. Name them. Write them down if you can. This act of becoming aware, of pulling your inner monologue into the light, is the beginning of transformation. Because what you can observe, you can change. You are not your thoughts. This might be the most liberating idea of this chapter. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. The thinker of those thoughts. Just like clouds drifting through the sky, your thoughts come and go. Some are bright. Some are stormy. But none of them define you unless you let them. This is crucial when it comes to wealth and abundance. You might think, I've always been broke. I'm not the type of person who gets rich. I don't have what it takes. But what if those were just old scripts? Narratives you never consciously chose, yet you've been living them as if they were your truth? Now you get to decide. The shift from self-judgment to self-leadership. Most people use their inner voice like a critic, constantly judging, always pointing out the flaws, rarely celebrating progress. But what if you used your voice differently? What if, instead of being your own harshest judge, you became your strongest ally? That's what self-leadership looks like. Instead of saying, I messed up again, you say, what can I learn here? Instead of saying, I'll never afford that, you say, what would it take to make that possible? It's not about lying to yourself. It's about asking better questions, leading your thoughts instead of letting them lead you. Words create direction. Your words don't just describe your life, they direct it. Every sentence you speak to yourself is a form of instruction, a command to your brain. Your subconscious listens. It believes you, and it begins to act accordingly. When you tell yourself, I'm overwhelmed, your brain shuts down. I don't know where to start, your brain gives up. This is too hard, your energy drops. But when you say, I've handled hard things before, your courage rises. I'll figure this out, your creativity turns on. I'm getting better every day, your momentum builds. What you say, you eventually live. Speak as the person you're becoming. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Begin speaking as if you already are the person you want to become. Don't say, I want to be good with money. Say, I'm learning how to manage money like a pro. Don't say, hopefully someday I'll be successful. Say, I'm building success one smart decision at a time. Your language doesn't have to reflect your current bank account. It should reflect your current intention, your direction. Your identity is shaped by repetition. The more you affirm your new self, the faster you become it. Exercise. Audit your inner language. Take 5 minutes right now and do this. Write down 3 negative or limiting things you often say to yourself. Then, rewrite each one as a positive, present-tense statement of power and possibility. Example. Old. I'll never get out of debt. New. I'm actively creating financial freedom, step by step. Repeat these new affirmations for the next 7 days. Morning and night. Out loud if possible. Watch what begins to shift, not just in your words, but in your energy. This is the beginning of your power. The path to financial freedom isn't just about strategy, budgeting, or investments. Those matter, but none of them work if your mind isn't on board. The words you speak to yourself daily are the foundation. They shape how you show up, how you dream, how you act, how you receive. You are not powerless. You are not behind. And you are not broken. You are a thinker, a creator, a speaker of possibility. And now that you've met the hidden voice within, you can begin to guide it. Chapter 2. Uncovering the patterns that keep you stuck. Before transformation begins, there must be recognition. Before wealth manifests, there must be awareness. If you're reading this chapter, it's because some part of you knows your current way of thinking about money, success, and possibility isn't serving you. Not fully. This chapter is about uncovering the deeply embedded mental patterns and beliefs that operate like an invisible algorithm in your life. Ones that shape your financial choices, limit your potential, and quietly, unconsciously, keep you stuck in the same cycle. If your results haven't changed in a while, it's likely because your beliefs haven't either. But that ends here. The subconscious scripts running your life. Here's a startling truth. Most of your thoughts are not new. According to cognitive science, up to 95% of our thoughts are repetitive, and a huge chunk of those are driven by the subconscious. Think of your subconscious as your brain's autopilot system. It's fast, efficient, and mostly invisible. But if it's programmed with fear, scarcity, and doubt, you'll keep circling the same sky, never reaching your destination. These automatic scripts are what we call money stories. And they sound something like this. I always mess up when it comes to money. Rich people are greedy. I don't deserve more than what I have. Wealth is for other people, not me. If I have more, others will have less. Do any of these feel familiar? These stories didn't appear out of nowhere. They were taught, absorbed, and reinforced, often without your awareness. That's why they seem true. But now, you're being invited to challenge them. Where limiting money stories come from? Your beliefs about money didn't start with you. Most of them were formed before you were even old enough to earn a dime. Let's break down the primary sources of your subconscious money stories. 1. Family environment. What did you hear growing up? Maybe your parents said, "Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. You have to work hard for every penny." Were there arguments about money? Was wealth admired or resented? Did your caregivers treat money as something empowering or terrifying? Your brain absorbed those messages like a sponge. You didn't question them. You just adopted them. And now, as an adult, you might still be living out those inherited scripts. 2. Culture and media. Society sends strong, mixed messages about wealth. The rich are selfish. The poor are noble. Money is power, but don't want too much of it. Success means sacrificing your joy. Movies, TV, music, all of these shape your associations with success and money. If most of your references tie money to pain, stress, greed, or loss, your subconscious will protect you from having it. Yes, your own mind might be sabotaging your success to keep you safe. 3. Personal experiences. Did you experience financial hardship, bankruptcy, or job loss? Did someone cheat you out of money? Did a risk you took backfire? Your brain doesn't forget pain. It stores those events as evidence and builds a belief to prevent future harm. Money disappears fast. People can't be trusted. I shouldn't take financial risks. But here's the truth. Just because something happened doesn't mean it must keep happening. You are not your past. You are your pattern, until you choose otherwise. Signs you're stuck in a limiting money pattern. You might not hear your limiting beliefs word for word. Often, they show up more subtly, in your behavior, your habits, and your avoidance. Here are some signs that hidden scripts are running your financial life. Procrastination around finances. You delay checking your bank account, ignore bills, or avoid budgeting. Undercharging or not asking for raises. You feel guilty about receiving money or fear others will see you as selfish. Self-sabotage after success. Every time you start gaining momentum, new job, big win, you do something to bring yourself back down. Chronic scarcity. No matter how much you earn, it's never enough. You live paycheck to paycheck and feel like abundance is always out of reach. Fear of judgment. You worry people will dislike you if you become more successful or wealthy. If any of these resonate, don't judge yourself. These aren't flaws, they're clues. Your patterns are pointing you to the beliefs that created them. Why you can't out-earn a scarcity mindset. You may think, once I make more money, all of this will go away. But here's the reality. You don't fix your money story with money. Many people earn more and still stay broke. Lottery winners go bankrupt. Celebrities file for financial ruin. Why? Because income doesn't heal your internal story. If your mindset is still rooted in scarcity and unworthiness, you'll find a way to return to struggle, even if abundance visits temporarily. Wealth is not just a financial upgrade. It's a mental one. You have to become the kind of person who can sustain wealth. And that begins by healing your money story. Exercise. Exposing the story beneath the struggle. Take a moment to reflect. Choose one area of your financial life that feels stuck. Then ask yourself, what do I believe about this area? Where did that belief come from? Is it true, or just familiar? Let's say your struggle is saving money. Ask yourself, do I believe I'm bad at saving? Did someone in my past tell me that? Is it possible I just haven't been shown a way that works for me? You'll be surprised at how quickly these questions uncover core beliefs that have been directing your life for years. Naming the pattern equals reclaiming the power. The act of naming your pattern takes it out of the shadows. And once it's visible, it becomes manageable. Here's what you can do. Give it a name. Literally. If your pattern is overspending, call it Scarcity Sally or Impulse Ivan. Humor disarms shame. Track when it shows up. What triggers it? Stress, boredom, comparison. Pause before you act. Pattern recognition creates space, and space gives you choice. You don't break a pattern by force. You outgrow it by becoming more conscious than it is automatic. From story to strategy, start rewriting the narrative. Now that you've identified a few patterns, it's time to begin rewriting your internal script. This is where true transformation begins. Let's say your belief is, I'll never be good with money. Here's how to reframe it. Ask, is that actually true? Look for counter-evidence. I saved for a vacation last year. I stuck to a budget once for 3 months. I read a book about finance and understood it. Create a new belief. I am learning how to become financially skilled. Reinforce it with action. Make a small budget today. Celebrate it. That's your new evidence. Do this consistently and you'll start to see how your beliefs shape your behavior and how you can use that to your advantage. A word on compassion. This work can stir up emotion. You might realize you've been unconsciously sabotaging your success for years. You might feel regret, anger, or shame. Please hear this. Be gentle with yourself. The beliefs that shaped your past were often built from survival. You did the best you could with what you knew. Now, with new awareness, you get to do better. Not because you were wrong, but because you're ready. This isn't about blame. It's about power. Reclaiming it. Rewriting the narrative. Redirecting the future. Affirmations to begin rewriting your money story. Here are a few affirmations you can adopt and repeat daily. Let them feel awkward at first. Your brain will catch up. I am not my past. I am my potential. I release the beliefs that no longer serve my wealth. I am open to receiving abundance in all forms. I trust myself to handle money with wisdom and grace. Wealth is safe, possible, and natural for me. Speak these aloud. Write them down. Post them on your mirror. Speak them even when you don't believe them, because repetition creates belief. What comes next? In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into the concept of reframing. You'll learn how to take even the most limiting beliefs and flip them, turning obstacles into affirmations and self-doubt into self-direction. But for now, sit with this truth. You have never been stuck. You've just been scripted. Now, you're becoming the author. Chapter 3. Reframing Limiting Beliefs. By now, you've started to see the patterns. You've begun noticing the thoughts that quietly shaped your decisions, the beliefs that have been running like background code on your internal operating system. So what's next? You challenge them. You question the stories you've inherited and the conclusions you've drawn from past failures. And then, you rewrite them. This chapter is about reframing, the powerful, practical tool that allows you to look at your beliefs through a new lens, change the emotional charge behind them, and begin to build new ones that serve your growth and wealth. You're not lying to yourself. You're liberating yourself from the prison of old assumptions. What is reframing? To reframe means to shift the way you interpret a situation, belief, or experience. It's not about denying reality. It's about changing the meaning you assign to it. Think of it like putting a new frame around a picture. The image hasn't changed, but the way you present it, the way you perceive it, suddenly feels different. Here's a simple example. Old frame, I lost my job. I'm a failure. New frame, losing that job freed me to pursue work that aligns with my true purpose. Reframing transforms the narrative from one of powerlessness into one of possibility. It shifts your identity from a victim of circumstances to the creator of your story. Why beliefs matter more than you think. Let's pause for a second and define what a belief really is. A belief is simply a thought you've accepted as true, often because you've thought it so many times that your mind stopped questioning it. Beliefs shape everything. Your identity, who you think you are. Your capacity, what you think you can achieve. Your worth, what you believe you deserve. If you believe, "I'll never be good with money," you won't even try to manage it. If you believe making money is hard, you'll sabotage easy opportunities. If you believe rich people are selfish, you'll subconsciously avoid becoming wealthy, because your self-image doesn't match that. That's why reframing isn't just an idea, it's a transformation tool. 3 types of limiting beliefs, and how to flip them. Let's explore the most common categories of limiting beliefs, and then break down how to reframe them into beliefs that actually serve your goals. 1. Identity-based beliefs. These are statements that begin with "I am" or "I'm not." Examples: I'm just not a numbers person. I'm not meant to be rich. I'm bad with money. I'm not smart enough to succeed. These are the most dangerous beliefs because they feel personal and fixed. But here's the truth. You were not born with these labels. You picked them up along the way. Green circle, reframe it like this. I am becoming someone who is financially skilled. I am learning what it takes to build wealth. I'm not bad with money. I just haven't been taught how to manage it effectively yet. See the shift? It turns a dead-end belief into a path forward. 2. Capability-based beliefs. These sound like, "I can't do that. I'll never figure this out. I've always struggled with saving/investing/making money." These beliefs limit your confidence. They assume your capacity is fixed, when in reality, it's highly expandable with the right tools and mindset. Green circle, reframe it like this. I am capable of learning any financial skill I need. I've struggled in the past, but I'm taking steps to improve. I can figure this out, one small action at a time. This reminds your brain, growth is always possible. 3. Deservingness-based beliefs. These are rooted in self-worth. I don't deserve wealth. Success isn't for people like me. Others need it more than I do. These beliefs often come from early emotional programming or cultural messaging that made you feel guilty for wanting more. But deserving abundance doesn't take it away from someone else. There is no limit to what is possible. Green circle, reframe it like this. I deserve to thrive, not just survive. Wealth allows me to help others even more. My success creates more possibility, not less, for the world. When you stop apologizing for wanting more, you give others permission to do the same. The reframing formula. To make this more actionable, here's a simple 4-step formula you can use to reframe any limiting belief. Identify the belief. Write it out honestly. Example: I'm terrible with money. Ask where it came from. Whose voice is this? A parent? Society? A past failure? Example: my dad used to say we'd always struggle. Challenge its validity. Is this a fact, or just a story I've believed? What's the actual evidence? Create an empowered version. Flip the belief into a growth-oriented one. Example: I'm learning how to manage money with confidence. Use this process regularly. Write down your limiting thoughts as they come up, and work through this framework until it becomes second nature. When reframing feels fake, you might be thinking, but what if I don't believe the new thought? That's normal. Reframing isn't about instant belief, it's about repetition. The first time you say, I'm becoming financially free, your mind might argue. That's okay. You're not lying, you're practicing. Remember, your old beliefs felt true only because you heard them so often. They weren't facts. They were familiar. Repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity becomes belief. Shifting from scarcity to growth. Scarcity beliefs often sound like, there's not enough money. If I make more, someone else gets less. It's too late for me to succeed. Let's reframe those. Scarcity belief, reframed belief. There's never enough. Money flows in and out, I am learning to create more inflow. Someone else always gets the opportunity. There is plenty of success to go around, including for me. It's too late. It's never too late to start creating the future I want. These aren't just feel-good sayings. They're doorways to action. Practice. Rewrite your top 3 limiting beliefs. Take a moment now and do this mini workshop. Write down your top 3 limiting beliefs around money or success. Then apply the reframing formula to each one. Example. Limiting belief: I'll never earn enough to feel secure. Where it came from: grew up in a financially unstable home. Is it true? I've had times where I did feel secure. So no. Reframe: I am creating financial security through smart decisions and consistent action. Repeat this exercise anytime you feel stuck. When reframing changes everything. Let's look at a real-world example. Angela was a freelance writer who never felt comfortable charging more for her work. She believed, people won't pay higher rates for what I do. As a result, she barely made ends meet. Once she began journaling, she traced this belief back to childhood, where her mother always said, "Don't ask for too much or people will leave." It wasn't Angela's belief. It was inherited. She reframed her story to, "My work brings value, and it's safe to ask for what it's worth." Within 3 months, Angela raised her rates, found better clients, and was earning 50% more, all from a shift in belief that led to bold new action. This is the power of reframing. Final thoughts. Choose your lens. Choose your life. Everything you've been told, every story you've accepted, every label you've worn, can be rewritten. You are not a fixed identity. You are a growing, evolving creator of your own experience. Your beliefs aren't walls. They're windows. And when you change the way you look through them, the world beyond them changes too. You don't have to wait to feel ready. You just need to start talking to yourself like someone who is worthy of more and open to receiving it. Affirmations for reframing. Here are a few to practice daily. I am not my past. I am creating my future. Old beliefs no longer define me. I choose new thoughts. Every day I become more confident in my ability to grow wealth. It's safe for me to succeed and shine. My thoughts shape my reality, and I am thinking abundance. Chapter 4. Creating Powerful Affirmations for Wealth. By now, you've started to notice the inner conversations that shape your thoughts, decisions, and destiny. You've uncovered hidden money stories and begun reframing the limiting beliefs that no longer serve your growth. Now it's time to build something new. This chapter is about affirmations, not as cheesy phrases or hollow positivity, but as tools of transformation. When used with precision and intention, affirmations become the language of your new self. They are the internal code that rewrites the script of your life. Done right, affirmations are not just words. They are instructions to your subconscious, signals to your nervous system, and declarations of your identity. You are no longer trying to talk yourself into success. You are beginning to speak as someone who already embodies it. What are affirmations, really? An affirmation is a statement you deliberately repeat to reinforce a belief, shift a mindset, or shape a new reality. But here's the catch: they work both ways. You've already been using affirmations, just not always in your favor. I never have enough money. I'm not good with finances. This always happens to me. These are negative affirmations. You say them enough, and your brain believes them. You act according to them, and you create more of the results they predict. Affirmations are not about magic words. They're about repetition and emotional alignment. When your words match your energy and actions, they become your new truth. Why affirmations work: the science. There's real psychology behind why affirmations are so effective. 1. Rewiring the brain, neuroplasticity. Your brain forms and strengthens neural pathways based on repetition. The more you think a thought, the easier it becomes to think again. Affirmations help create new neural pathways, ones that align with empowerment, confidence, and abundance. 2. Reticular activating system, RAS. This part of your brain filters information based on what you focus on. If you constantly affirm that opportunities are everywhere, your brain starts to notice them. You didn't create the opportunity, but now you see it, and that changes everything. 3. Emotional conditioning. Words repeated with emotion create a deep emotional imprint. They bypass logic and sink into the subconscious, changing not just what you think, but what you believe and feel. When you speak affirmations with belief, they shape the identity that shapes your behavior. And your behavior shapes your wealth. The anatomy of a powerful affirmation. Let's break down what makes an affirmation actually work. Here are the 5 key elements. 1. Present tense. Your subconscious mind responds best to the now. Avoid phrases like, I will be rich. Future tense implies distance. Instead say, green circle, I am building wealth every day. 2. Positive language. Say what you want, not what you're trying to avoid. Crossmark, I'm not broke anymore. Green circle, I am financially secure and thriving. 3. Emotionally resonant. Words that feel true, even if they stretch you, work best. If I am a millionaire feels fake, start with I am attracting more income each month. Affirmations should feel like a slightly bigger version of who you already are. Not so far that your nervous system rejects them, but close enough that your identity can stretch into them. 4. Specific and personal. Make them yours. Tie them to your goals, your values, your reasons. Green circle, I am earning $5,000 per month doing work I love that makes a difference. 5. Repetitive and consistent. One-time affirmations don't do much. Repetition creates belief. Affirm daily. Say it, write it, see it, feel it. Common money affirmations, and how to make them yours. Here are a few common affirmations you can use, modify, or evolve into more personalized versions. Standard affirmation personalized version. I am wealthy. I am increasing my income each month by creating value for others. Money flows to me easily. I attract income from multiple aligned and joyful sources. I deserve abundance. I fully allow and receive the wealth that aligns with my purpose. I am financially free. I have more than enough money to cover all my needs and enjoy life. Take any affirmation that resonates, and add your own details, values, or goals. The more personal, the more powerful. How to use affirmations effectively. Let's go beyond theory and dive into practical use. Here's how to integrate affirmations into your life so they stick. 6 o'clock 1. Morning ritual. Start your day with your top 3 to 5 affirmations. Say them aloud in front of a mirror. Make eye contact. Speak slowly. Let them land. Even 5 minutes of this in the morning will prime your mind for success and abundance. Crescent moon 2. Nighttime repetition. End your day with the same affirmations. This allows them to sink into your subconscious as you sleep, your most receptive mental state. Memo 3. Write them down. Writing activates a different part of your brain. Keep an affirmation journal and handwrite your affirmations daily. Headphone 4. Record and listen. Use your phone to record yourself saying your affirmations with emotion and confidence. Listen while walking, working out, or driving. Your voice, speaking your vision, becomes a subconscious soundtrack. 5. Mirror work. Look yourself in the eyes as you speak your affirmations. This builds emotional connection and self-trust. It can feel awkward at first, but it's deeply powerful. When affirmations feel fake or frustrating, this is common, and it doesn't mean affirmations don't work. It just means you've bumped up against your current identity limits. Here's how to work through it. Start with I am becoming. I am a millionaire might feel out of reach, but I am becoming someone who builds wealth confidently, bridges the gap. Use evidence-based language. Every day, I'm taking action to improve my finances. I'm already seeing small signs of abundance. Pair words with action. Don't just say it, do something small to support it. Want to affirm that you manage money well? Open a savings account. Read a finance article. Take the smallest aligned action, and the affirmation becomes real. Exercise. Crafting your wealth affirmation set. Let's create your personalized set of affirmations. Take 10 to 15 minutes and complete the following steps. Define your wealth goals. What do you want to experience financially? Be specific. Income, freedom, peace, opportunities. Identify old beliefs you want to replace. Example, I never have enough. New belief, I always have more than enough. Write 5 new affirmations. Use present tense. Make them personal, empowering, and emotionally charged. Example set. I am earning $10,000 per month doing what I love. I am fully capable of managing and growing my wealth. Money supports my freedom and allows me to live aligned with my purpose. I attract aligned clients and joyful income with ease. I trust myself to make wise financial decisions. Post them where you'll see them. Mirror, phone wallpaper, journal, dashboard. Visual reminders equals mental reinforcement. Affirmations for specific financial themes. Here's a library of affirmations you can adapt depending on what area you're focusing on. Chart increasing, earning more. I create value and am paid generously for it. Opportunities to earn more are always showing up for me. My income is growing steadily and sustainably. Credit card debt. I release the weight of past debt and step into freedom. I make empowered choices to eliminate debt with ease. I forgive myself for past financial mistakes. I am free. Briefcase business and career. I am confident, capable, and fully qualified to lead and grow. I attract aligned clients and collaborators effortlessly. Success flows through my work with purpose and passion. Sparkling heart self-worth and deservingness. I am worthy of wealth, peace, and prosperity. I allow myself to receive more than I ever thought possible. It's safe for me to succeed and shine. Chapter 5. Designing a morning wealth routine. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you scroll through your phone, check your emails, or replay yesterday's problems in your head before your feet even hit the floor? Whether you realize it or not, those first few moments of your day are shaping far more than your morning. They're setting the emotional tone, mental direction, and energetic vibration of your entire day. That's why building a morning wealth routine isn't just a cute productivity trend, it's a strategic tool for transformation. It's about waking up with intention and priming your mind to operate from abundance, clarity, and possibility. This chapter is your blueprint for creating a simple, powerful morning ritual that aligns your thoughts with your goals and helps you embody wealth from the inside out. Why mornings matter so much. Your brain is in a unique state when you first wake up. It's shifting out of deep sleep into what's called the theta and alpha brainwave states, which are highly receptive. This is when your subconscious is most open to suggestion. What you feed your mind in this window matters. If you start your day with stress, fear, or self-doubt, you're unconsciously reinforcing scarcity. But if you start with clarity, purpose, and empowerment, you build momentum that compounds throughout the day. Think of your morning as the mental gym for your mindset. Show up with consistency, and your emotional muscles grow stronger. Focus, confidence, resilience, abundance. The goal of a morning wealth routine. This is not about forcing yourself into a rigid, unrealistic routine or waking up at 4 a.m. unless that works for you. The goal is simple. Create a short, intentional window every morning to align your thoughts with your financial vision, energize your body, and lead your day, instead of reacting to it. You're programming your inner operating system for success, before the world gets a chance to program it for you. The 5 elements of a wealth-building morning routine. Let's break down the essential components of a powerful morning ritual. These are flexible. You can adjust the time or order, but each one serves a unique purpose in shifting your mindset from reactive to intentional. 1. Center yourself. Stillness and mindfulness. 5 to 10 minutes. Start your day by grounding your mind. This could be mindful breathing, a short meditation, silent reflection, gratitude journaling. The purpose: to interrupt the autopilot rush and return to the present moment. Your breath is your reset button. Slowing down your mind allows you to choose your emotional state, rather than inherit yesterday's. Try this. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Breathe in deeply for 4 seconds. Hold for 4, exhale for 4. Do this for 3 to 5 minutes. With each breath, repeat quietly in your mind. Green circle, I am calm. I am focused. I am open to abundance. This brings you into your body, anchors you in now, and prepares your mind for alignment. 2. Activate your body. Movement, 5 to 15 minutes. Your body and mind are connected. When you move your body, you activate your energy. You tell your nervous system, we're alive. We're ready. Let's go. This doesn't mean a full workout. It can be stretching, yoga, dancing to a song, a quick walk, 20 jumping jacks. The goal is not perfection, it's motion. Movement shifts you from stagnation to momentum. It shakes off fear, boosts dopamine, and energizes your entire being for the day ahead. Try this. As you move, repeat to yourself. Green circle, I move with purpose. I carry the energy of wealth. You're syncing your mind and body in the same direction. 3. Program your mind. Affirmations, 5 to 10 minutes. This is the core of your wealth routine, speaking your affirmations with conviction. You already crafted these in Chapter 4. Now it's time to give them breath and voice. Remember, affirmations are more powerful when said aloud with emotion. Here's how to do it effectively. Stand tall. Look into a mirror if possible. Speak each affirmation slowly and with full emotional engagement. Imagine the feeling of it being true. Example affirmations. I am worthy of wealth and success. Opportunities flow to me every day. I am confident in managing and growing my money. Pro tip: close your eyes and visualize one affirmation already being true as you say it. This is how you rehearse the reality you want to create. 4. Envision your financial future. Visualization, 5 to 10 minutes. This is where you mentally step into your wealth identity. Visualization creates a mental blueprint that your subconscious will work toward like a GPS. The clearer the image, the more powerful it becomes. Here's how. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Picture your ideal financial life. Your income, your lifestyle, your daily routine, the impact you're making. Feel it fully. Engage your senses. What are you wearing? What does your office or home look like? What emotions are you experiencing? Don't just see it, be in it. Even 2 to 3 minutes of immersive visualization can rewire your brain's association with wealth from fantasy to familiarity. Visualization script idea. I see myself checking my growing bank account, smiling with gratitude. I feel confident, abundant, and free. I'm living in alignment with purpose, and prosperity flows naturally to me. This isn't daydreaming, it's training. 5. Direct your day. Intentional planning, 5 to 10 minutes. Now that your mind and body are aligned, give your day direction. What are my top 1 to 3 priorities? What aligned action can I take today to move closer to my financial goals? Where can I lead with value? Write them down. Keep it simple and specific. This grounds your energy into action. Even a small, intentional financial move, a savings deposit, a call to a prospect, a review of your expenses, reinforces your new identity. Bonus tip. Ask yourself every morning. Green circle, what would the wealthiest version of me do today? Then do one thing that matches that answer. Sample morning routine, 30 minutes to wealth alignment. Here's how it might look. Time activity. 6:30 a.m. 5 minutes deep breathing plus gratitude. 6:35 a.m. 5-minute stretch or walk. 6:40 a.m. 10-minute affirmations plus visualization. 6:50 a.m. 10-minute journaling plus daily planning. Customize it to fit your lifestyle. Even if you start with just 10 to 15 minutes, consistency is more important than intensity. Common obstacles, and how to overcome them. 4 o'clock, I don't have time. You don't need an hour. Start with 5 to 10 minutes. Wake up slightly earlier or reclaim time from mindless scrolling. This is your future we're talking about. Expressionless face, it feels fake. That's normal. You're stepping into a new identity. The key is repetition. Familiarity breeds belief. Dizzy face, dizzy, I don't know if it's working. Change happens quietly at first. Look for subtle shifts. Increased confidence. Better decisions. More awareness. Small wins. Trust the compound effect. Ritual turns into identity. Rituals aren't about results. They're about who you become by doing them. Your morning routine isn't about ticking boxes. It's about conditioning your mind and body to operate from your future self. The more consistently you align with your wealth identity, the more natural it becomes to take wealth-aligned actions. What begins as practice becomes personality. What begins as discipline becomes default. That's how transformation sticks. Affirmations to begin your mornings with. Here's a morning-ready affirmation set. Today, I show up as the person I'm becoming. Wealth is my natural state, and I align with it now. My actions today are shaping my financial freedom. Every decision I make brings me closer to abundance. I honor this day as a step toward the life I deserve. Speak these. Feel them. Let them guide you. Chapter 6. Building Financial Self-Awareness. Success, true, lasting success, doesn't begin with strategy. It begins with self-awareness. In a world that's constantly pushing you to act, hustle, and chase the next big thing, it's easy to forget that the greatest shifts happen when you pause long enough to observe yourself. Before you can create new financial habits, before you can manifest wealth, before you can build abundance, you have to understand you. This chapter is your invitation to take a deep breath, turn inward, and explore the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that have been guiding your financial reality. Because when you know yourself, you lead yourself. And when you lead yourself well, you build wealth on purpose, not by accident. Let's get clear. Let's get honest. Let's get aware. What is financial self-awareness? Financial self-awareness is your ability to recognize your beliefs about money. Understand your emotional triggers around finances. Observe your spending and earning patterns without judgment. Identify where your current behaviors diverge from your goals. It's about becoming a conscious participant in your financial life, rather than a passive bystander. It's not just about tracking expenses or budgeting. It's about being aware of why you spend, when you avoid, how you respond to money emotionally, and what stories are still running beneath the surface. Why most people avoid this work? Let's be honest. Self-awareness is uncomfortable. It asks you to look in the mirror, financially, emotionally, and behaviorally, and face what's actually there. And for many, that means confronting patterns like overspending to numb emotions, undercharging out of low self-worth, avoiding financial planning out of fear, comparing yourself to others and feeling behind. But avoiding awareness doesn't make the problems go away. It just keeps them in the dark, where they quietly grow. Awareness brings truth, and truth brings power. Your financial patterns are telling a story. Look at your bank account, your transactions, your debt, your savings habits. They all reflect a deeper story. They are not good or bad. They are data, signals, insights. They can tell you things like how you emotionally regulate. Do you spend when anxious? Save out of fear. What you believe you're worthy of. Do you undercharge? Undervalue your time? How you prioritize. Do your habits reflect your goals, or just habits? Where you feel secure, or not. Are you obsessively saving, or avoiding entirely? When you observe your patterns without judgment, you create space to change them. You move from reacting to choosing. That's the shift from default to design. The power of observation without shame. Most people stay stuck financially not because they don't know what to do, but because they feel ashamed of where they are. Let me be clear. There is no shame in financial awareness. Shame is a silencer. It keeps you in secrecy. It makes you afraid to look. But the moment you choose curiosity over criticism, the healing begins. Instead of saying, "I'm so bad with money," try asking, "What was I feeling when I made that choice? What belief drove this decision? What part of me needed support in that moment?" Compassion is the foundation of real transformation. Exercise. The financial self-awareness audit. This is your invitation to get radically honest, with love. Take out your journal or a notebook. Find a quiet place. Ask yourself the following questions and write your answers freely. Light bulb money beliefs. What were the 3 most common money messages I heard growing up? What did my caregivers model? About spending, saving, or success? What do I believe money says about me? Light bulb spending habits. Where do I feel impulsive with money? When I spend emotionally, what am I usually feeling beforehand? What purchases do I regret, and why? Light bulb earning and receiving. Do I believe I'm paid what I'm worth? Do I feel comfortable asking for raises or raising my prices? How do I react when money comes in? With excitement, guilt, disbelief? Light bulb saving and planning. Do I have a plan for my finances, or do I avoid them? How do I feel when I check my bank account? What would financial peace look and feel like to me? Write slowly. Breathe deeply. No shame. Just observation. This is data collection for your growth. Self-awareness creates alignment. When you begin to connect your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, something powerful happens. Your choices become aligned. You stop spending unconsciously, earning in ways that drain you, avoiding your money altogether, and you start making decisions based on vision, not emotion. Building habits that match your wealth identity. Creating financial experiences that feel safe, free, and abundant. This is how you stop working against yourself and start working with yourself. From awareness to empowerment. Self-awareness without action is insight. Self-awareness with action is empowerment. So let's translate your new insights into small, intentional steps that support the person you're becoming. Compass Step 1. Choose one pattern to work on. Maybe it's emotional spending, or avoiding money conversations, or undercharging. Pick one. Don't try to fix everything at once. Focus brings transformation. Speech balloon Step 2. Create a new narrative. Replace your old belief with one that serves your growth. Example. Old, I always spend when I'm stressed. New, I am learning to pause, breathe, and support myself in healthy ways. Direct hit Step 3. Define a small, aligned action. If your goal is to improve spending awareness, your action could be pausing for 60 seconds before each purchase. Tracking every expense for 1 week. Tiny actions done with awareness create massive momentum. Mindfulness and money. A daily practice. Here's a simple practice to increase daily financial self-awareness. Pause once a day and ask yourself, what emotion is present when I think about money right now? Write a 1-line check-in. Today, I felt about money because Note any triggers. A bill. A conversation. A comparison on social media. Celebrate your awareness. Awareness itself is progress. This 5-minute reflection practice builds the muscle of financial consciousness and keeps you anchored in growth. The role of identity in financial behavior. We act in alignment with who we believe we are. That's why self-awareness must include identity. Ask yourself, who do I believe I am when it comes to money? What kind of person do I see myself becoming? What would that version of me think, feel, and do differently? Shift your focus from fixing yourself to becoming your next-level self. Affirm that you are no longer just someone who gets by. You are becoming someone who manages, multiplies, and magnetizes wealth. Let that identity guide your behavior. One decision at a time. Affirmations for self-awareness and empowerment. Speak these aloud or write them as journal prompts. I observe my financial patterns with honesty and compassion. Awareness is the first step toward my transformation. I trust myself to grow through what I now understand. My past patterns do not define my future choices. I lead my finances with wisdom, clarity, and intention. Let your inner dialogue support your expansion. Chapter 7. Transforming Fear and Doubt into Financial Power. You've been building momentum. You've observed your self-talk, uncovered old beliefs, designed affirmations, and crafted a morning routine that aligns your life with abundance. You've taken the first steps toward financial self-awareness. But just as you begin to rise, something else often shows up. Fear, doubt. They sneak in through the back door of your mind, whispering thoughts like, "What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I can't keep it up?" This chapter isn't about pretending fear doesn't exist. It's about learning how to work with it. Because fear doesn't mean you're weak. Doubt doesn't mean you're failing. In fact, they often show up when you're about to step into a new level. The goal is not to eliminate fear, but to transform it into fuel. Fear and doubt are not the problem. Most people believe that fear is a sign to stop. But what if it's actually a signal to pay attention? Fear and doubt are natural human responses when you're about to move beyond what's familiar. They are psychological indicators that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, where all growth lives. So the real problem isn't fear or doubt, it's how you respond to them. You can either let fear shrink you, or let fear sharpen you. The choice is yours. Where fear comes from. Let's understand fear, not just feel it. Your fear response is controlled by a part of your brain called the amygdala. It's ancient, primal, and hardwired for survival. It's the same part that would have helped our ancestors run from tigers. But in today's world, the tiger is often asking for a raise, launching a business, looking at your debt, sharing your financial goals, investing in yourself. The body reacts the same way: increased heart rate, anxiety, racing thoughts. But here's the key: most of the time, the fear is not life-threatening. It's ego-threatening, identity-threatening, comfort-threatening. And when you can name that, you can begin to neutralize it. The many faces of financial fear. Fear doesn't always look like panic. Sometimes it looks like procrastination. I'll deal with it later. Perfectionism. It has to be perfect before I start. Avoidance. I just don't want to check my bank account. Overthinking. What if I make the wrong move? Comparison. I'll never catch up with them. These are protective strategies. But what they're really doing is holding you hostage. To move through fear, you have to first see it clearly. What are you really afraid of? Most fears fall into one or more of these categories. Fear of failure. What if I try and don't succeed? You fear judgment, shame, and confirming a belief that you're not enough. Fear of success. What if I succeed and can't handle it? You fear change, visibility, or losing what you gain. Fear of judgment. What will people think? You fear being seen, misunderstood, or criticized. Fear of responsibility. If I have more, I'll have to do more. You fear pressure, complexity, and expectations. Fear of unworthiness. Do I really deserve this? You fear abundance because it contradicts your self-image. Which one speaks to you? Naming your fear is the first step to dissolving its grip. Reframing fear, from wall to window. Let's look at how to shift your relationship with fear. Repeat button old frame. Fear is a stop sign. Green circle new frame. Fear is a signal that growth is near. Repeat button old frame. Doubt means I'm not ready. Green circle new frame. Doubt means I'm expanding beyond what I've known. Repeat button old frame. If I'm scared, I shouldn't do it. Green circle new frame. If I'm scared and excited, it probably matters. When you reframe fear, you turn it into a compass, not a cage. How to move through fear, step-by-step process. Here's a simple and powerful process you can use anytime fear or doubt shows up. Compass Step 1. Name the fear. Write down exactly what you're afraid of. Get specific. Example: I'm afraid if I invest in myself, I'll waste money and prove I'm irresponsible. Brain Step 2. Ask, what's the story behind this? Where did this fear come from? Whose voice does it echo? What past experience might be fueling it? Direct Hit Step 3. Separate emotion from truth. Ask, is this fear based on evidence or assumption? Has it always been true? Can I prove it wrong? DNA Step 4. Create a new thought. Example: I am learning to trust myself with money. Every decision teaches me something valuable. Rocket Step 5. Take a micro-action. Don't try to conquer fear in one leap. Take one tiny step toward it. Scared to budget? Spend 5 minutes looking at your last 3 transactions. Scared to raise prices? Practice saying your rate out loud. Scared to invest? Read a single article or speak to an advisor. Action rewires fear into confidence. The role of doubt. If fear is emotional, doubt is cognitive. It's the internal dialogue that second-guesses everything. But here's the truth. Green circle doubt doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're thinking. Doubt only becomes dangerous when it turns into indecision and inaction. Use doubt as a tool. What is it showing you? Is there a real risk? Or is it an old belief wearing a logical mask? Doubt can become your partner in discernment. Learn from it, but don't let it lead. Affirmations to disarm fear and empower confidence. Use these when fear arises. Speak them slowly, with breath and belief. Fear is a sign that I'm growing, not failing. I trust myself to handle whatever comes next. Every step I take builds my confidence and clarity. I can feel fear and still take action. Doubt is just my brain stretching into a new identity. Real-world example: fear as a catalyst. Let's meet Derek, a freelance designer. For years, Derek kept his prices low out of fear. If I charge more, I'll lose clients. That fear drove his decisions, until one day he asked himself, what's the cost of this fear? Is it really true, or just untested? He practiced saying a higher rate. He imagined the kind of client who would say yes. He took a deep breath and quoted his new price. The client didn't blink. They paid it. And Derek realized something profound. His fear was loud, but not accurate. Now, he uses fear as his activation signal. When fear shows up, he knows he's playing a bigger game. You can do the same. A ritual for reclaiming courage. Try this short 5-minute practice next time fear arises. Sit quietly. Breathe deeply. Place your hand over your heart. Say aloud, it's okay to feel afraid. This means I care. This means I'm growing. I'm safe to take the next step. Let your nervous system hear your leadership. You are in charge now, not your fear. What if you fail? And why it's okay. Let's be real. Sometimes you will fail. And that's okay. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the process of success. Think about anyone you admire. Entrepreneur, artist, investor, athlete. Every one of them failed. Many failed spectacularly. The difference? They didn't make failure mean, I'm not good enough. They made it mean, I'm learning. I'm adjusting. I'm evolving. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be powerful. And that includes falling, rising, and continuing on. Chapter 8. The Science of Self-Talk and Wealth Wiring. You've already seen how your words can shape your day, your mindset, and your confidence. You've begun speaking to yourself with intention, crafting affirmations that align with the person you're becoming. But have you ever wondered what's happening inside your brain when you do this? This chapter takes you behind the curtain, into the world of neuroscience, cognitive psychology, and subconscious programming. You'll learn exactly how self-talk changes the way you think, feel, decide, and ultimately, how much wealth you create or repel. Understanding the science of self-talk empowers you to use it not as a gimmick, but as a daily mental tool for upgrading your identity, shifting your emotions, and rewiring your reality. This isn't about hype. It's about how your brain literally builds the future you speak about, word by word, thought by thought. Let's dig in. What is self-talk, really? Self-talk is the inner dialogue that runs in your mind throughout the day. It's what you say to yourself, consciously or unconsciously, about who you are, what's possible, and how the world works. It includes your internal narration, "I'm not good at math." Your mental commentary, "This won't work anyway." Your repetitive beliefs, "I'll always struggle financially." On average, you have 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. Roughly 90 to 95% of them are repeated daily, and most of them subconscious. That means your brain is running automatic programming, like an operating system behind your actions. Self-talk is how you code that system. The brain listens to your words. Here's where it gets fascinating. Your brain can't always distinguish between what's real and what's imagined, especially when your words are repeated with emotion. That's because of something called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change, rewire, and form new neural pathways based on experience and repetition. Brain, when you say, "I can't do this," your brain strengthens the pathways of doubt. Brain, when you say, "I am learning," your brain opens new circuits for problem solving. Brain, when you say, "I always attract opportunities," your brain begins to notice them. Your words create the neurological conditions for action or avoidance, success or stagnation. In other words, what you say trains your brain what to believe and how to behave. Introducing the reticular activating system, RAS. Inside your brainstem is a powerful filter called the reticular activating system, RAS. Think of it as your mind's gatekeeper. Its job is to sort through millions of bits of information and show you only what aligns with your beliefs and focus. If you've ever bought a new car and suddenly seen that model everywhere, that's your RAS in action. Here's how it applies to wealth. If you constantly say, "There's never enough," your RAS filters in scarcity, unpaid bills, rising prices, debt. If you say, "Opportunities are everywhere," your RAS highlights people, posts, and ideas that support that belief. Your RAS doesn't decide what's true. It decides what's familiar and important to you. Your words tell it what to find. Your self-talk programs its search engine. The subconscious mind, your inner wealth generator. Your subconscious mind runs the majority of your daily life. It controls your habits, reactions, and even your perception of reality. And it's highly influenced by repetition and emotional intensity. It does not differentiate between a negative belief and a positive one. It simply accepts what's been repeated often enough as fact. That means, if you grew up hearing, "Money is hard to come by," your subconscious stores that. If you often say, "I'm not good with numbers," your subconscious enforces that. But if you begin saying, "I'm learning how to manage money with confidence," and repeat it daily, your subconscious begins creating space for new behaviors to match that identity. The subconscious is like a fertile garden. It will grow whatever seeds you plant. Your self-talk is the seed. The biology of belief. Psychologist Albert Ellis once said, "The words we say to ourselves matter more than what others say to us." Here's why. Your self-talk triggers emotional responses in the body. Negative self-talk activates the stress response. Cortisol rises, your focus narrows, and you operate from survival. Positive self-talk activates the reward system. Dopamine increases, confidence builds, and you become more creative and open to solutions. Over time, your repeated thoughts condition not only your mood, but your entire physiological state. Speak scarcity, feel anxious, avoid money decisions. Speak abundance, feel capable, take empowered financial action. Your biology follows your beliefs. Rewiring your brain for wealth. A practical guide. Let's turn science into practice. Here's a framework you can use to rewire your brain using intentional self-talk. Brain Step 1. Identify the default thought. This is the negative loop you tend to replay. Example: I'm always behind. I'll never get out of debt. I'm not the kind of person who gets rich. Brain Step 2. Create the wealth-affirming thought. Craft a thought that leans toward the identity you want to build. I am making consistent progress. I am learning to eliminate debt and build wealth. I am becoming the kind of person who creates abundance. It doesn't have to feel 100% true right away. It just needs to be possible. Brain Step 3. Repeat it with emotion. Repetition creates familiarity. Emotion creates imprint. Speak it aloud with conviction. Write it daily in a journal. Visualize it already being true. The more you combine words plus repetition plus emotion, the faster the wiring occurs. Brain Step 4. Anchor it with action. Self-talk activates belief. Action cements it. If you affirm, I'm a confident money manager, then open a budget spreadsheet. Review your bank account. Watch a money mastery video. Each small action proves the thought true, accelerating the rewiring. What the science means for wealth creation. Let's bring it home. When you speak positively to yourself, your brain forms new supportive pathways. Your RAS filters in aligned opportunities. Your emotions shift toward courage and optimism. Your body calms down and enters a solution-focused state. Your subconscious begins supporting your success instead of resisting it. It's not just self-talk. It's neurological reprogramming for prosperity. This is how ordinary people create extraordinary change. Real-world example. Neuroplasticity in action. Meet Elena, a mid-career professional who felt stuck in a cycle of scarcity. Her self-talk was brutal. I'm too old to start over. I'll never earn more than I do now. I don't have what it takes. After learning about self-talk and neuroplasticity, she decided to shift her internal language. Every day for 30 days, she repeated. It's never too late to build a new chapter. I'm open to receiving more than ever before. My experience adds value. My income reflects that. At first, it felt hollow. But after 2 weeks, she noticed she was speaking up more in meetings. She pitched a new project idea. She even applied for a role she would have talked herself out of before. Within 3 months, she received an offer at a new company with a 40% pay increase. Her outer results followed her inner rewiring. Quick techniques to reprogram through self-talk. Here are science-based tools you can start using today. Memo, mirror, talk. Look into your eyes and speak your wealth identity aloud. This boosts emotional connection and confidence. Headphone voice recordings. Record your affirmations and listen to them daily. Hearing your voice speak truth helps embed it deeper. Person in lotus position mantra meditation. Pick one phrase, e.g., abundance flows through me, and repeat it silently with your breath during meditation. Notebook morning rewiring. Upon waking, write one powerful affirmation 10 times to capitalize on the brain's theta state. Affirmations rooted in science. Here are some powerful wealth-based affirmations that engage both your subconscious and emotional centers. Every time I speak with confidence, I build wealth-conscious wiring. My brain is designed to grow. I'm training it for abundance. I am worthy of wealth, and my mind believes it more each day. It's safe to outgrow my old financial identity. My words are programming my prosperity. Repeat these daily. Let them become your new internal soundtrack. Chapter 9. Creating a Prosperity Mindset. You've come a long way. You've uncovered limiting beliefs, designed powerful affirmations, faced fear and doubt, and begun rewiring your brain for wealth. But to sustain everything you're building, to carry it through the ups and downs of life, you need something deeper than momentary motivation. You need a prosperity mindset. This isn't about blindly believing everything will work out. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. A prosperity mindset is a way of seeing, thinking, feeling, and responding to life from a place of possibility, resourcefulness, and abundance. It is the internal foundation that transforms hope into certainty, ideas into action, and action into results. In this chapter, you'll learn how to build that foundation. One belief, one thought, one empowered decision at a time. What is a prosperity mindset? A prosperity mindset is the mental framework that supports the creation, receiving, and sustaining of wealth, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and relationally. It's not about having more stuff. It's about believing that you are inherently capable, worthy, and supported in creating a rich and meaningful life. At its core, a prosperity mindset is based on these key truths. There is more than enough, as opposed to there's never enough. Money is a tool, not a threat. Growth is possible at any age or stage. I can change my life by changing how I think and act. My past doesn't determine my future. It's not just about what's in your bank account, it's about what's in your belief account. Scarcity mindset versus prosperity mindset. Let's look at how these two mindsets differ in thought and action. Scarcity mindset, prosperity mindset. There's never enough. There's always a way. What if I lose everything? How can I grow from this? I can't afford it. How can I create the means? I must compete to win. There's room for everyone to succeed. Wealth is for other people. Wealth is available to me, too. These perspectives shape how you show up in the world. They affect your energy, your decisions, your risk tolerance, and your ability to see opportunities. Your mindset is the lens through which you interpret reality, and that lens affects everything you experience. How a prosperity mindset affects wealth. People with a prosperity mindset tend to take more intentional risks, recover faster from setbacks, see opportunities others miss, attract aligned relationships and clients, make decisions based on vision, not fear. Why? Because they are rooted in growth, not in defense, in belief, not in lack. And this makes all the difference. Your mindset affects your financial behavior. If you believe, I'm always broke, you act in alignment with scarcity. If you believe, I always find a way to grow, you stay open to expansion. Your mindset even affects your emotional relationship with money. Scarcity leads to hoarding or overspending. Prosperity leads to trust, planning, and giving. This is why changing your mindset is not a luxury. It's a requirement for sustained success. The building blocks of a prosperity mindset. Let's break down the 5 core beliefs that form a strong prosperity mindset. Brain 1. I create value. Prosperity begins with knowing that you have something to offer. Wealth doesn't come from luck, it comes from creating value in the world. Ask yourself, what do I know, love, or do that helps others? How can I turn my skills into solutions? What do people consistently come to me for? A prosperity mindset sees your value as infinite and evolving, not fixed or limited. Reframe. I'm not here to chase money. I'm here to create value, and money flows to value. Speech balloon 2. There's always more to learn. Scarcity says, if I don't know it now, I never will. Prosperity says, I can learn anything I need to grow. A prosperity mindset is open to feedback, coaching, new tools, changing strategies. It welcomes learning because it sees it as the pathway to freedom, not as proof of inadequacy. Reframe. Every skill I need to create wealth is learnable, and I'm learning more every day. Red Heart 3. I am worthy of wealth. This one is foundational. You can have the best tools, strategies, and habits, but if you don't believe you deserve wealth, you'll find ways to push it away. Worthiness doesn't have to be earned, it's inherent. You don't need to be perfect, productive, or selfless to receive abundance. You are worthy because you exist. Affirm. It is safe for me to have money. It is safe for me to keep money. It is safe for me to grow money. Counterclockwise arrows button 4. Setbacks are part of success. A prosperity mindset doesn't collapse under challenges, it evolves through them. Failure is not a final destination, it's a recalibration. When things go wrong, and they will, prosperity thinkers ask, what is this here to teach me? How can I come back stronger? Where is the opportunity in this? They don't take losses personally. They take them strategically. Reframe. This isn't the end. This is the adjustment before the next breakthrough. Water Wave 5. Money is a flow, not a fortress. In a scarcity mindset, people hold on tightly to money. They're afraid to spend, invest, or circulate it. But money is energy, and it wants to move. A prosperity mindset understands. Spending wisely equals fueling your goals. Giving equals creating flow and generosity. Investing equals trusting future returns. It's not about recklessness, it's about trusting that wealth flows when you circulate it intentionally. Mantra. I receive money freely. I spend wisely. I give generously. I grow abundantly. Daily habits to strengthen a prosperity mindset. Mindset isn't a one-time choice. It's a daily practice. Here's how to reinforce it. Memo morning repetition. Repeat 3 prosperity-based affirmations each morning. I live in a world of expanding abundance. I am always supported in my goals. My mindset attracts wealth and peace. Bar chart review without judgment. Look at your finances weekly, even if they're messy. Do it with curiosity, not criticism. This builds confidence and clarity. Books learn every week. Read, watch, or listen to something that expands your financial literacy. 1 insight a week can change your trajectory. Direct hit. Take 1 aligned action daily. Make a call. Send a proposal. Save $10. Track your expenses. Small moves build trust with yourself. Handshake. Surround yourself with expansion. Be around people who normalize success. Listen to mentors who challenge you to grow. Energy is contagious. Choose it wisely. Exercise. Design your personal prosperity mindset code. Let's personalize everything you've learned. Complete the following. My old scarcity belief. Example. There's never enough money. My prosperity reframe. Example. There's more than enough, and I'm open to receiving it. My new prosperity identity. I am someone who thinks, feels, and acts like a financially empowered creator. 3 affirmations that support me. I attract aligned opportunities with ease. I take consistent action toward wealth. Abundance is my birthright. Post these where you'll see them daily. Read them when doubt creeps in. Let them lead your decisions. Chapter 10. Rewriting your money story. You've already made incredible progress. You've transformed your self-talk, learned to harness your emotions, and begun developing a prosperity mindset. Now, it's time to dig even deeper into the stories you've been telling yourself about money. We all have a money story. It's the set of beliefs, attitudes, and experiences that shape how we think and feel about wealth. It's not just the facts about your financial situation, it's the meaning you attach to them. What is your current money story? Does it tell you that money is scarce, difficult, or something you have to struggle for? Does it reinforce the idea that you're bad with money, or not meant to be rich? Your money story isn't fixed, it's a narrative you can rewrite. In this chapter, you'll uncover the stories that have been running your financial life. You'll explore how these stories were formed and how they influence your present choices. And then, most importantly, you'll learn how to rewrite your money story in a way that aligns with the wealth you desire and the person you're becoming. It's time to take control of the narrative. The power of your money story. Your money story is one of the most powerful forces in your financial life. It shapes your habits, your beliefs, and the way you show up for money. Your relationship with wealth isn't just determined by your income. It's determined by the story you've been telling yourself about money since childhood. Your story might sound like, money doesn't grow on trees. I'll never be good with money. I have to work hard to make money. Rich people are greedy. I'll always struggle with money. These stories were likely passed down to you by your parents, your culture, or even your early experiences with money. They may have been formed consciously or unconsciously, but they carry profound influence over your decisions, actions, and perceptions around money. Why your money story matters. Your money story defines how you approach opportunities and challenges related to wealth. It influences your spending habits. Do you spend impulsively, or are you frugal out of fear? Your saving behaviors. Do you save with confidence, or do you avoid looking at your finances? Your earning potential. Do you believe you deserve a higher income, or do you feel lucky to have what you have? Your mindset. Do you see financial setbacks as temporary, or as evidence of your inadequacy? A positive, empowering money story allows you to make decisions with clarity and confidence. An unhealthy money story keeps you stuck, repeating patterns that don't serve you. How your money story is created. Your money story begins in childhood, and its foundations are laid early. The messages you received as a child about money, wealth, and success shape your beliefs for life. These early lessons often come from parents or caregivers. What did they say about money? Did they argue about it? Did they talk about it openly or avoid it altogether? Cultural messages. What messages did you receive from your culture or community about wealth? Was money seen as bad, evil, or dangerous? Or was it associated with success, freedom, and happiness? Personal experiences. How did you experience money as a child? Did you have to work for pocket money? Did you see your parents struggle financially? Did you experience any major financial events, such as losing a home or bankruptcy? Your brain is like a sponge when you're young, absorbing beliefs and attitudes from your surroundings without question. As you grew older, these beliefs solidified into your money story, the narrative that governs how you think, feel, and act around money. Identifying your current money story. To rewrite your money story, you must first identify it. Start by reflecting on the following questions. What beliefs did I inherit about money? Did my parents have positive or negative views about money? Did they speak openly or negatively about finances? Did they fear scarcity or embrace abundance? What emotions come up when I think about money? Do I feel stress, guilt, shame, or excitement when I look at my bank account? Do I associate money with freedom or fear? How do I respond when I face financial challenges? Do I shy away from money-related issues? Do I procrastinate or avoid dealing with my finances? Or do I embrace challenges and look for opportunities to grow? What patterns do I see in my financial behavior? Do I overspend? Do I undercharge for my work? Do I avoid financial planning or budgeting? Do I make excuses for not taking control of my financial situation? These reflections will reveal the core of your current money story. It might be painful to confront, but it's necessary. Once you're aware of the story you've been living, you can begin the process of transformation. Rewriting your money story, a step-by-step guide. Now that you've identified your current money story, it's time to rewrite it, consciously and deliberately. Here's how. 1. Acknowledge your current story. Before you can change your money story, you must accept it. Acceptance doesn't mean you agree with it, it means you acknowledge it without shame. Write out your current money story as it is. Don't sugarcoat it. Be honest. Example. I grew up in a household where money was always a source of stress. My parents constantly argued about money, and I was told that money doesn't grow on trees. I grew up believing that money was hard to come by and that only a few people could be rich. 2. Challenge the beliefs behind your story. Once you've written out your current money story, go deeper. Ask yourself, where did I learn these beliefs? Are these beliefs still serving me? Do they reflect my current reality? What evidence do I have that contradicts these beliefs? For example, if your story includes a belief like, I'm bad with money, ask yourself, is this really true? When have I made good financial decisions? What financial habits have I successfully created in the past? 3. Create your new money story. Your new money story should reflect the person you are becoming. Someone who is empowered, capable, and worthy of wealth. Start by answering these questions. What do I want to believe about money? Example, money is a tool that allows me to create the life I want. What is my relationship with wealth going to look like? Example, I see money as abundant and available to me. I create wealth with ease. How do I feel about money now? Example, I feel excited and confident when I think about money. I trust myself to make wise financial decisions. Write your new money story in the present tense, as if it's already true. Integrating your new money story into your life. Now that you have your new money story, it's time to live it. Here's how. 1. Speak your new story aloud daily. Your self-talk is one of the most powerful tools for reinforcing your new story. Speak your new money story aloud every day, preferably in the morning. This helps to solidify your new beliefs and make them feel more real. Example, I am worthy of wealth. Money flows to me with ease. I create financial freedom by making smart choices and taking aligned action. 2. Take aligned action. Your new money story must be reflected in your actions. If you believe that you're worthy of wealth, start taking actions that align with that belief. Create a budget and stick to it. Start saving a portion of your income. Begin investing, no matter how small. Each action reinforces the new story and builds your confidence in your financial abilities. 3. Celebrate your wins. As you take action, celebrate even the smallest victories. Whether it's saving your first $100, paying off a small debt, or investing in a course that helps you grow your financial knowledge, celebrate your progress. Celebrating your wins builds positive reinforcement and reminds you that you are actively rewriting your money story. Overcoming setbacks and staying committed. There will be times when old beliefs resurface. You may feel tempted to slip back into your old money story, especially when faced with challenges. When that happens, remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Rewriting your story doesn't mean you won't ever encounter financial setbacks. It means you're learning, growing, and adjusting along the way. Be patient with yourself. It takes time to change deeply ingrained beliefs and habits. Be kind to yourself during the process. Stay committed to the new story. Every time you face fear or doubt, remind yourself of your new money story. Reinforce it with your thoughts, words, and actions. Final thoughts. You are the author of your money story. You have the power to create your own narrative. The story you've been telling yourself about money has shaped your present reality, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. Rewriting your money story is the first step toward lasting financial transformation. It's the key to unlocking the abundance that's waiting for you. It's time to take the pen and write the next chapter of your financial life.